A vigil is being held this evening in memory of the Melville shooting victims. 2 people were killed in the drive-by shooting in the early hours of New Year's Day outside a restaurant in the popular Johannesburg suburb. 6 others are in hospital. Let's get more on the story now. We cross to SABC reporter Hasina Gori. Hasina, a very good evening to you. It looks like a very somber mood taking place in Melville and people of all ages out on the streets.
Yes, Nzinga, as you mentioned, a somber mood here in Melville on 7th Street, where many have come out in their numbers holding candles as well as bringing flowers in memory of those who had lost their life on that New Year's morning. As you know, we've been saying this has been a drive-by shooting where 2 people had lost their lives, and many have come out in memory of them, as well as these 6 that are still in hospital, many bearing flowers as well as holding candles outside the popular restaurant. We've spoken to many residents here as well as patrons of the area, many still shocked, and they say that the wound is still very, very raw for them. Some had been here on the evening when the incident occurred. They have told us and accounted some of their experiences here. As you can see, the visuals you're seeing is outside of Poppy's restaurant on 7th Street, where candles are being laid out for the 2 women who lost their lives on this pavement in the early hours of a Saturday morning. Also flowers as well as messages being rung. But there is someone who we are going to speak to. This is someone who was here on that morning. He spoke to us a bit earlier, and we're going to get some first-hand account from him of what he experienced that morning, that early hours of the morning on Saturday. Good evening, Gareth. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Can you tell us, you were here on that New Year's morning. What happened? What do you remember?
I just remember being very grateful that I'm still alive, because 2 minutes before it happened, I was standing outside with Max and them. But there was a scuffle that ensued opposite the street, and I see there's video footage. So if you even can just take the video footage a little bit back, you'll see the second argument that was had by the guys, and there was a fight next to the entrance there. But the next minute I went in, my favorite song was playing, Ladies Ama. Went in, danced, had a drink, and the next minute we were all on the floor. So it's still a little bit emotional for me.
You've been a patron here in Melville for years?
No. The funny thing is I've been here for the past 3 months. Fortunate enough also to have met Poppy the other night, the owner. It was a beautiful, beautiful evening. Never happened. Quite stripped. I hear people say it's very busy, but it is busy, but a very, very quiet strip. There's no violence, no muggings, nothing. So for the past 3 months I've been frequenting this place, and yes, I will come back.
Did you know the victims that had passed on? Did you know of them?
No, I don't know the victims that has passed on. It's only the DJ, Max, that is a good friend of a friend, and I met him 3 months ago, so I've got a good relationship with him.
We don't know, he's still in hospital. He was one of those that were shot on that night. How is he doing?
We got news today that he is doing well. The other gentleman as well, his friend, is also doing well. I think Morty stated it on Facebook and Twitter that he's okay. So most of the guys that I know here was actually in good condition now.
Thank you so much. That was one of the patrons that were here on New Year's Day, who was spending their New Year celebrations here at Melville, and they witnessed the incident that occurred. The vigil has just begun here, with many coming out in support and in memory of the victims. It is an ongoing story, and we'll give you more as and when it happens. Back to you in studio.
Hasina Gori from Melville. Will check in with her a little bit later.